Welcome to the Taking the Lead podcast, where we empower people to be unstoppable. I'm Christina Hepner with my co-host Leslie Hoskins, and unfortunately, we're missing our other co-host, Timothy Cuneo. He's actually in flight during this recording on his way to a speaking event on behalf of Leader. He just does so many amazing things.
When is he not busy doing something for leaders? So thank you, Timothy, when you do listen to this. We are so appreciative of everything that you do, and we certainly miss you here today with us. With that said, we are going to jump right into it. We're so excited to be catching up with our guest today after being in her new role for a year now.
Yes, Melissa Weisse is an industry-respected nonprofit executive with over 20 years of experience in fundraising and senior management, leading staff and services that support people who are blind or low vision. Prior to her role as president and CEO, she served as the chief philanthropy officer at Leader Dog. During that time, she grew philanthropic revenue at Leader Dog by 121% and estates by 164%. She also led the largest capital campaign in Leader Dog's history, raising $14.5 million for the renovation of the Canine Development Center. Melissa holds the highest accreditation for professional fundraisers and is one of just over 100 people to be an advanced certified fundraising executive. She sits on the board for the American Foundation for the Blind and is celebrating her 1 year here as president and CEO at Leader Dogs for the Blind.
Thank you, Christina. I'm very happy to be here. Hello, Leslie.
Hello. Congratulations, Melissa.
Thank you both. I'm elated to be here 1 year from the time we last spoke to have a really good conversation.
Absolutely. We're delighted to have you back and celebrate 1 year.
Yes.
So we have to know, how is it going?
It has been such an exciting year here at Leader. There's been so much happening. I'm really looking forward to talking about it during our conversation. A lot of momentum and a lot of extraordinary people. The clients we work with, the experts in our field, the community that supports us, whether that be Lions, our extraordinary volunteers, over 800 strong, and of course, this is our 85th anniversary. Mm-hmm. So it's been quite the year celebrating this tremendous organization and its history and place in the blindness and low vision community.
Yes, it seems very impactful that you're bringing us into this 85th year with such energy and excitement. So what are some of the key accomplishments that the team has achieved over this last year that you are so proud of?
Thank you, Leslie, for that question. I've been very reflective as I contemplate 1 year in the role, but also as we move into our new strategic planning period, which we are within the next month. So as I reflect on the past year, there have been key things that are drivers for the future for the organization. One of those pieces, as you all know, is offering our services in Spanish to our clients. And we had traditionally done that for clients that came from Spain, but now making that more holistically available to all clients is an extraordinary new development for our team. I think we'd all have to say the addition of a psychosocial support position has been a historic first for this organization. And I know many of our clients are listening now. That role is pivotal in creating a holistic experience for you as a client in your engagement with Leader. So having that role pivotal. Another key role that we're tremendously excited about is the addition of a theriogenologist. Yes. Really interesting. Many of us didn't even know that word.
No.
I'm still not confident that I
do. So we were very fortunate to welcome Dr. Gail McCrae, a specialist in theriogenology, and she's a specialist in canine breeding. And that enables us to hone in on the traits that are optimal for a guide dog in today's environment. And we know we are always working in a rapidly evolving environment, and the dogs we need to work with change as well. So I believe Dr. McCrae's role is absolutely pivotal, driving the organization into the future. Something I don't know if we discussed in this podcast in my first conversation, but adding a nurse.
Yeah.
We have added the role of nurse to our team, and that's another client-facing support role, making that client experience all the richer when here, and just providing that support. I think that's been so important. On the strategic front, we have had some tremendous partnership with our board of trustees, and we work to reframe the board structure this year, making the board more nimble, making our committees more nimble to address what is, again, an evolving landscape in low vision services, being able to address those more effectively. So I've been very excited to work with our new board chair, John Reed, who just assumed the role in January. So that's been key as well. I think the team across this year, looking at what kind of skills do we need? And I'm sure we'll talk about this more in this conversation as we see the evolving needs of our clients. Mm-hmm. Having individuals who are dual certified, whether that is in both guide dog mobility and in orientation and mobility, in some of the other vision rehabilitation skills, will help us provide more holistic client service. And our team has really been motivated to achieve those pieces. And I think that's going to be a seismic part of our future. Yeah. So lots has been happening and evolving here during this year.
Absolutely. That is a lot to do in 1 year.
It's a lot.
I mean, just going through it all.
Only year
and
one.
I'm sure reflecting on it all, you've accomplished so much.
Well, Christina, it's a team, and I appreciate you saying that. And such a part of that, as you know, both of you, the primacy for me of having the voice of our client at the center of what we do. And we have launched a quarterly call with all of our clients, and I've really enjoyed those conversations and moving ahead with an alumni board and mentorship. So we're doing all of this as a team, which is exciting.
It's more client voices at the table.
Yes, absolutely. At every table.
I love that. We've talked about that before, how it needs to be in every conference room, right? Who's not at the table, whose voice is not being heard. And I think it's a wonderful message. And we can definitely feel, I know as a team member, that has been reflected in the last year.
Yes.
And being more represented as clients in all conversations. So thank you for that. Yeah. That has been fantastic to be a part of.
Well, thank you, Leslie, for highlighting that, and Christina, because this year I assumed the role of vice chair of the board of the American Foundation for the Blind. And I want to be the best ally I can be to our community, and that is listening to those of you with the lived experience. That's the way we can improve as an organization. So when Leslie says to have your voice at every table, that is at the heart of our work.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's so many amazing things happening, and this is going to be a hard question, I think, for you to answer of what's been the most inspiring part for you, being in your role, learning more things about our team and stuff. Is there anything that sticks out?
I think what's so inspiring every day, and everyone that comes to our organization feels this, it's the exceptional mission-focused drive and passion of our team. Whether it is our team who creates this culinary experience for our clients when they come in, our facilities team, our canine care team, our marketing team, our philanthropy team who speak to our donors and supporters, there is such passion. You feel it. Yesterday, we had a breakfast for lunch here at Leader. It's cold times here on the Leader Dog campus. So it was nice to bring everyone together for breakfast. And you can see it takes a special person to be here. It takes a person with the drive, knowing that we are one of the few organizations advocating for our community, addressing this need. So it takes a special person to be here. And I'm very grateful and inspired by that every day.
We work with some very incredible people, and I know I feel that too as part of this team. As you look to the future, what are you thinking about as your top priorities for the team in this next fiscal year?
That's a pivotal question right now. We've celebrated 85 years. And what brought us from a small farmhouse in 1939 to one of the world's largest blindness and low vision guide dog organizations, it is paramount that we plan for a future that's ever evolving. And our relevance to our community. And to that end, we had a survey this year where we spoke to all of our active clients, professionals in the field to say, what do you need in evolving service provision as we move forward? So I'm excited for the team as we move into our strategic plan in our next 85 years to say, how can we more holistically serve our clients? And to my mind, that is additional service provision that addresses more stages of our client's journey with us. We know that vision loss is an ever-evolving journey. I would like to add pieces such as activities of daily living and technology, which will round out our orientation and mobility and guide dog work to give more and support more the clients that work with us today and the clients of tomorrow who have evolving and very different needs. And for those of you listening, I know your access to service provision has a lot of variables depending upon where you are in the country, depending upon what your network or community looks like. And we need to have a greater voice in creating a path to service and creating a more holistic service provision for you as a client. And our entire community can come around that. Our volunteers, our donors, our supporters to say in 2025, what does guide dog service provision look like? What does O&M look like? What is going to make you the most confident client moving forward? I'm very excited for those conversations. We've invited in industry experts in the field to say, well, what would this look like integrated with our current programs? And part of that, you're going to get me so excited talking about all these things.
Yeah, I love it.
Is a capital campaign for our residents. As our programs evolve, the physical space needs to evolve, and also accessibility is so evolved since we built this building. So that's really foremost in my mind. How can we create the most accessible environment here that mirrors the services we want to provide? We know our residence is a sanctuary and a place where people can come, really receive this service, meet others, develop a peer network. So we'll come together to say, what does the residence need to look like? What do rooms need to look like today? What does our dining room need to look like now? This is going to be a significant capital campaign as part of our next strategic plan. And I think another physical component of that campaign will be, how do we whelp on site in terms of breeding for leader dogs? And I know our theriogenologists and our veterinarians are thinking of that right now. It is the constant evolution of services. What's made us great in these 85 years? How can we continue to be great moving forward?
I think as a team member, it's really great to be a part of an organization that is constantly changing with the times.
Yes.
I mean, things change so rapidly now with technology, just the way volunteerism works, all of that. And to see that we are changing with it, I think makes me as a team member committed to what I do. And I love to change. I'm one of those people who love change constantly. And so it's very great to be a part of that change as we move forward. And, what I personally love is that we're not in a box of like, no, we're here and you have to meet us here. We're meeting people where they're at.
I agree with you, Christina, because people come, our clients come, and whether you're guide dog or O&M, we know you're a whole person with a multitude of needs. And how can we evolve to address that and not stay and continue to serve people in the way we have, which has been very good, but we need to evolve. And I love that as well.
And that holistic approach, I think it's so important. And our colleague Christine mentions this all the time, O&M or guide dog, whatever your mobility device is, we can get you to the door.
Yes.
But what happens when you get inside, and how can we support those efforts in full independence?
Yes.
So I love this conversation. It's so exciting to be a part of this. I'm really looking forward to the strategic planning getting going and all that can happen.
I agree with you, Leslie. And what's exciting is we'll have primacy always for guide dog and for our core service provisions. And it's what can come alongside those pieces that's so interesting today in this evolving and shifting landscape. Before we began our conversation, we were talking about the new technologies that are out. And I love at client celebrations every week, sitting at the table and hearing about these new devices, what's new in the field. And we learn so much from our clients.
And the conversations that happen in that downtime, just creating, like you're saying, this environment for the future. But so much of that happens here that just naturally happens, but we're not providing. And those conversations are so impactful for our clients. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be great, and all the new technology, and to adapt that and make this the most accessible and comfortable building that we can for our clients is an exciting time.
I think you're absolutely right, because I know that our clients love our residence and what happens within its walls, and how can we make that even more extraordinary while people are here receiving services.
Yeah. And I think something to what I currently love is where our office sits is right at the top of the stairs, and where your office is, you're right near the residence. And so it's so interconnected, and there's no barrier of, a client, you know, you can't talk to a team member. I have had so many wonderful conversations just because I'm at the top of the stairs and clients are working on the stairs and they come up the stairs. And so I think that's such a great part of this organization as well, is that I think everybody feels more connected to the mission because we're right here with them in their journey.
And I think it's part of our advocacy that whether it's a digital space, a physical space, that we are promoting the greatest accessibility and inclusive culture we possibly can. Whether it's here on the Leader Dog campus or in communities around the country, that proximity, accessibility is so important.
And talking about accessibility in a different way, being accessible, you, Melissa, have been so accessible to clients, to volunteers, to donors in this last year, and well beyond that as well, and team members. But yes, your location of your new office being so accessible for clients, but also, as you already mentioned, those quarterly meetings with clients and giving clients an opportunity to fully unmute, join the conversation, give their thoughts and feedback. I have definitely seen like a huge just boost in morale, right? Our clients are feeling heard. So your mission of that is definitely, it's happening.
It's so critical. I think those conversations, hearing really from our clients in communities around the country, fuels us, and it gives us an understanding of where we need to be. I'm excited about the alumni board, about our mentorship, and then equally moving forward, we have had those same quarterly calls with puppy raisers and breeding host homes. And such an important part of the continuum of our work. I think communication is so important. And Christina has been such a partner for me in that every month we have created a video from a different part of our Leader Dog campus, for the team and for the board. And we've been up on the roof of the Canine Center. We've been in the kitchen. We've been in training vehicles. That's just been very illuminating for people. And so thank you, Christina, for that partnership.
Of course. Well, thank you for choosing me to be a part of it, because I think my favorite was the roof, because I did not know that there was a roof access to where we went up. So that one was a lot of fun. But
for everyone listening, we're talking about the roof of our Canine Center. This is a extraordinarily large building, and the work that goes on there is so very important. So being up on the roof was a new vantage point.
Yes.
I look forward to those videos every month. It's enlightening. We don't get to often see what all of our incredible team members do, and to think about, there are plenty of maintenance team members that are up on that roof and know every inch of this building and what it needs to run fully. So it's been really exciting, and we definitely look forward to those. And I think that goes back to that accessible. You're so accessible and you're so open, and that has just been so appreciated.
I think, Leslie, thank you. It's key. I love making those videos and being with the team in those spaces. And we've also, as a team, extended that openness to our guide dog community through the International Guide Dog Federation and Assistance Dogs International and Vision Serve Alliance. Our team really collaborates and partners with all those organizations in very open conversations, because we are all serving the same mission. And it's important that we have that open dialogue, whether it is here with our team or externally with others in this service area.
Yeah, and we talk about that here and there, but it is such a unique field in this community, and all of us working together with the other guide dog organizations to collaborate and advocate together, right? More in numbers. And that has been a beautiful thing. And I look forward to those conversations continuing.
Yes.
So as we're thinking about all the things that we have done and the future here, what are some of the skills or values within the team that you think are going to be crucial as we move forward in future successes?
Really good question and a thought-provoking question, Leslie. I think leaders are learners. So to always be learning. Christina spoke about our rapidly evolving environment, and it is, whether that is within guide dog service provision or orientation and mobility or marketing or philanthropy, we need people that are staying abreast of what's really happening in this space. And I think resilience. And please correct me, Leslie, I think there's a term, 80% of travel is recovery. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I think it's very similar for our team. Our job is hard. This is hard. There's very few people in the world that are guide dog mobility instructors or certified orientation and mobility specialists. It's hard. So to stay resilient and know that we have so much gratitude for the work our team does. You know, to have that resiliency in delivering service provision. I want to support the teams as much as possible so that we can deliver the best service to our clients. So I think I would say learn, be resilient. And of course, as we said earlier, we need people that are passionate about this mission. This is social justice work to me. And as we said earlier, it's the work of inclusion for our community and that access. We want people to be able to have that guide dog and go in any environment and be a part of their community and have access. And that's a continual fight, whether it is with a cane or a guide dog. We need people that are fueled by our mission.
Absolutely. And it's a journey, right? Is. And it's like we've talked about, it's constantly changing, and how if we can continue to support our clients in those advocacy efforts and being able to confidently advocate for themselves. And we always talk about, the impact of what we do goes so much further than independent travel. It's the confidence and independence. It's the increased employment. It's the health and fitness. It's the community. It's the family. It's just so much more. And as we talk about expanding these services, it's only going to grow.
It is.
And being able to work with other organizations and other professionals, it's such an exciting time. As we are kind of wrapping up here, we have a couple questions. First off, though, is there anything else that you want to share with our listeners, our audience about, this first year or the future?
I think the first thing I'd like to say, thank you for that moment. I would like to say to our clients, thank you. Thank you for choosing Leader. Thank you for your loyalty to our mission and this place. I know how important it is for you. And please know that we are here for you. This is your organization. I would say that to each and every one of our clients. This is your organization, and we want you to be a great part of this place. We always say at Client Celebration, we're a phone call away, and we are. Please never hesitate to reach out to us, because we're all coming together for this next strategic plan and for what Leader is in its next 85 years. So my message would be one of gratitude to our clients, to our team that does this work day in and day out. And this is a special time. It is, as I said, the 85th anniversary of our organization. It is also the 100th anniversary of Helen Keller's challenge to Lions to be constant advocates for people who are blind or visually impaired. And we were founded by Lions Club members, and that mandate to advocate and champion and be a partner and ally remains a core part of this place and always will be. So a message of gratitude to our clients and our team.
I think that's a wonderful last message as we wrap up. I know we could talk for hours on end.
Thank you for having me here, and thank you for the work you do in this podcast, giving everyone a window into our work and mission.
Absolutely. It's so important. And this is just also shows that you take the time to do this every so often and check in and really educate our listeners. We appreciate you so much. And this last year has been so fun and so fantastic. And we are certainly looking forward to what the future brings in the next 85 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you both.
And thank you so much to our listeners for listening to the Taking the Lead podcast. I'm Leslie Hoskins with hosts Timothy Cunio, who we're missing greatly today, and Christina Hepner. We hope you enjoyed hearing about Melissa's first year and the exciting things to come with our team. Please join us next time as we continue to dive into the world of blindness.
And if you'd like to learn more about applying to our free services at LeaderDog, you can head to leaderdog.org or call us at 888-777-5332. Don't forget, you can reach us at takingthelead@leaderdog.org with any questions or ideas. If you like today's podcast, make sure to hit subscribe and check us out wherever podcasts stream.